Scorpio. So Scorpio is in the house today. Oh, you Scorpios. And any Scorpio would be like, yeah, us Scorpios. That's us, yeah. I am fortunate enough in my life to be surrounded by Scorpios. Everyone's like, oh, they're so intense. And I'm like, yes, bring me your intensity. Because Scorpios are also, they're raw, they're real, there's no bull, there's no BS, there's no hidden agenda. A Scorpio is what you get, right? And I love it so much. So the Scorpio, these stones and these crystals are very intense as well. So the little Scorpio charm is so cute. Show it on Instagram. Here we go. Show it here. Love it. So the stones that are in this are obsidian. So we've got obsidian, smoky quartz, and then we've got, let's see, bronzite, citrine, and tourmalated quartz. Let's see if I can show you that tourmalated quartz. Just show it here. So it's a clear, or it's a quartz that has black tourmaline that's growing inside of it. So of course, who else would have that but the Scorpios? So let's talk about our Scorpio beauties. So two of my best girlfriends are Scorpios, my mother-in-law, who I adore, and my father, and both of my sons that I birthed into this world are Scorpios. So I am surrounded by Scorpios and I'm here for it. I'm all about it. So the Scorpios are a fixed sign and they are, again, those stabilizers. So they are the ones that come with stability, persistence, strength, focus, and loyalty. If there was ever somebody that was going to be loyal to you, it is a Scorpio. The Scorpios are going to be your ride or dies. They are the ones that are, they've got your back. My one Scorpio friend, or actually both of them, both of the ladies are like, who did you wrong? I'm sorry, what's their name and address? Or my one friend who back in the day has been there for some crazy things and ride or dies. They're awesome. I love my Scorpios. So anyways, back to them being stabilizers. So when Scorpios show up as a fixed sign, they bring a very emotional depth and power to them, and they're highly resilient. So these are the people, when I say they're your ride or die, they're the ones who are like, we have some work to do. We're going to keep pushing, and I don't care how deep it gets or how hard it gets. I'm going to be here for it, and they are going to persevere and they are going to push through. I mean, I think that's why I even named my business Moxie, right? It's all about perseverance and overcoming those obstacles. So these are the signs, the stabilizers, the fixed signs are going to also be very reliable, committed, and resistant to change. They like things the way they are. So the cardinal signs get it going. The fixed signs are like, I understand the assignment. They keep running with it. And then the mutable signs, like myself, we come in and say, okay, let's tweak this. Let's adjust and see where we can refine what needs to be refined. A little bit more about the Scorpios, though, specifically, they are a water sign and they are the deepest of the waters, right? And this comes with a lot of that emotional intensity. So they're very intense, they're very passionate, they're very intuitive as well. Transformative, they're very private. So if you get to know a Scorpio, it is a treat because they don't let everybody in. And when they do, they are absolute magic. They are loyal and they're also resourceful. So you need something done, they got it. We're here. We got you, you know. The Scorpios are amazing. So when Scorpio shows up in your sun sign, so this is how you show up in the world, right? This means that you are very deep, you're very emotionally complex, you're very magnetic. People are very drawn to Scorpios because they are so authentic. So authenticity is the highest vibration, and when a Scorpio shows up, they know no other way to show up other than who they are in their truth and in their authenticity. They crave that truth from others as well. So don't come to a Scorpio with any of your BS because they're going to see right through it. They're going to say, I don't think so. No, honey, we're not doing that. Because they are also about that power and that transformation and making it happen. Now, when Scorpio shows up in your moon, so this is your emotional body, your internal body. And this is your emotional life is very intense and very deeply private. So when your Scorpio is in your moon, you feel deeply and you often need trust and intimacy to feel secure. They're not going to open up to just anybody. They are going to keep their cards close to their chest. But also, when you do get close to them with Scorpio moon, they are going to be that mirror for you and they're going to show you here's some of the things that you don't like to look at. And sometimes that can be hard for people if you're not ready for it. And a Scorpio moon's there just minding their business, but their energy is going to pull that out of you. If you're not ready, buckle up. But I think that's the beauty of them. We need them for that transmutation. We need them for that transformation and to come and not be afraid to dive into those deep waters and wade through the stuff that needs to be filtered out, right? So now when Scorpio shows up as your rising sign, you show up, this is, remember, your essence, the seed of your soul. And when you have Scorpio in your rising sign, you are very powerful. You also appear to be very mysterious, which is kind of in general Scorpios, and very self-possessed. You again holding the cards close to your chest. Your presence is very magnetic and slightly intimidating. You're not even trying to be intimidating. You just show up, and being so raw can make people feel a little bit uncomfortable if they're not ready for it. So let's talk a little bit about the planet. I know that this isn't always called a planet anymore, boo, but Pluto, which is more modern. And if you, the more traditional aspect of it is Mars. So that's where that intensity is coming in. So they are a water sign, but Mars brings that fire to them. But Pluto being their sign. So Pluto, let's talk about Pluto. Pluto is the planet. I'm going to call it a planet for the sake of this video, but Pluto shows up as the planet of transformation, of rebirth, empowerment. This is bringing a depth and a healing to our lives. So when you have Scorpio in your sign or in your chart and you're showing up, you are bringing that depth to those that are around you. You are bringing that transformation, that death, that rebirth, and pulling people through and standing beside them with loyalty as they work through that, right? And also you're doing that work within yourself, because remember that we can only meet people as deeply as we can meet ourselves. And so that's why these Scorpios are so powerful, because they are okay with diving deep and digging into themselves and really discovering, you know, the depths of those emotions or anything that needs to be worked through, so that they can hold that space for people in such a powerful way. Now, what does Pluto's connection to Scorpio mean? Pluto amplifies Scorpio's connection to the unseen. So that's where that mystery, that shadow work, that transformation comes in. The Scorpios are a very mystical sign of the zodiac. A lot of psychics are in the Scorpio or have Scorpios in their charts, that kind of a thing. And it also drives their emotional resilience and their pursuit of the truth. So if there is not truth, they can feel it. They know it, right? They know that something is untruthful, and so then they are then going to be digging that out, and they're going to pursuing it. And they have the resilience and the tenacity and the perseverance to get to it. They're like, oh, I'm not going to let this stand. We're going to get there. And it's not necessarily that they're going to be pushy or rude about it, but they're just not going to tolerate anything but the truth, which is, I think, beautiful. We should all live in our truth and our authenticity. Now, when Mars is influencing, because we should talk about it a little bit, this is bringing that boldness, that passion. This is what makes them so magnetic, right? And why you're so drawn to them. But they will confront, and they will confront challenges head on. So these are the warriors, man. Scorpios, in general. I mean, Aries are warriors, as well as a lot of the fire signs that definitely have that warrior in them. And Scorpio brings that emotional depth to it as well, and the unseen, and bringing it into the scene and that transformation. So the stones and the crystals, once again, that are vibrating in frequency with Pluto for Scorpio are going to be black obsidian, smoky quartz, bronzite, citrine, and that tourmalated quartz. So some really powerful stones and crystals that are in here. I love this one. I love that it's a little bit darker, a little bit more mysterious, just kind of fun. So thank you so much for joining me on this Zodiac series. Tomorrow we have Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is actually very unexpected, the stones and the crystals, which you're like, oh, Sag, no kidding, it's unexpected, right? This fiery side, gotta love the Sag. I have a Sag moon, so I can appreciate that fire in them. So join me tomorrow and we will talk about Sagittarius. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday.